Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch or Nurgle? How do you decide? Time for a Chaos Chatter. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, time for a chatter about Chaos. This is going to be a brand new series. It's going to be running alongside my Necron Natter and Tyranid Talk, etc. videos. It's going to be a chill and chat video with a cup of coffee, and I'm just going to have a general chit chat about Chaos. Now, first of all, I'm going to start by saying I don't currently have a Chaos army. But I do have Chaos models ready to go, and I've been spending the last, to be fair, probably the last 2 years trying to work out which Chaos Guard to go for. Now, I have to say I now have chosen a Chaos Guard. I'm not going to divulge that in this video, but you will find out soon. So yeah, I want to have a talk really about my experience about selecting the guard, and then maybe get some feedback from you guys about your experience, and we'll just have a little chatter about Chaos. First of all, let's have a quick sip of coffee. I've just noticed I don't have my IDICBeer cup. I have my Without a Clue Wargaming cup. Very kindly donated to me by Without a Clue Wargaming. Check out their channel if you haven't already. The link is in the description below. Okay, so yeah, Chaos. So it all started about 2 years ago when I received an incredibly generous donation of models. There were Space Marines in there, some for the Help for Heroes project, some for my son. There was loads and loads of Aldar stuff in there. There is an unboxing video on the channel. I'll try and link that in the description below as well. And then in there is a huge amount of Chaos stuff. The plan always was for me to have a Chaos army. Now, excuse me, on top of that massive box, I also have, over the years, won Chaos stuff on YouTube giveaways. So I won the whole half of the Dark Vengeance box set, the Chaos side from Nerdopolis Prime, link in the description below as always. And then I won, I think it was in Sinzaren's giveaway, I won a Forge World Chaos model from there, and a few other bits and pieces. Oh yeah, Martin McNeil from Wargames, he sent me some Chaos stuff as well, or I won it, I think I won it. So yeah, I've got loads of Chaos stuff basically, and my original plan was to start a Chaos army in 2016, and I spent 2015 trying to work out what Chaos Guard to go for, what direction to go for. And of course you don't necessarily have to choose a Chaos Guard either. You could do, I think it's called the 13th Crusade, where potentially you could have like a mixture of the different factions, like you could maybe have a unit of Emperor's Children, maybe a Black Legion, you know, that type of direction. Or of course you could choose a Chaos Guard and go fully for that particular faction. So I couldn't quite work out what to do. I also have a 13th Company Space Wolves army, which are wearing Chaos armour. They're wearing Emperor's Children and they're wearing Black Legion armour. So I had this little idea that if I chose a Black Legion, I could then use my Space Wolves in my Black Legion Chaos army and that would sort of work. So I had that running in my mind. Then I was thinking, well, I've got the Emperor's Children armour, so maybe I could go Emperor's Children and intertwine the models. So I had that in the back of my mind as well, and I just couldn't really decide. So I dropped doing Chaos for 2016, and excuse me, I said to myself 2017, but that didn't happen either. Because again, I just wasn't ready. I just hadn't decided what direction to go. I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to make sure that I'm 100% set on what I want to do. So what I did is I designated 2018. I know it's a long way off, but time is going quite quickly. Yeah, I dedicated 2018 to the Year of Chaos. It may be a different name, but yeah, 2018, I'm 100% doing my Chaos. It's like I've set the date, it's gonna happen, and I need to decide what faction to go for. So what I did is I had to think about it, and I thought the best way to decide which faction to go for is to read the fluff. So I've been reading the Chaos Fluff, and I have to say I've been really enjoying the fluff, and the fluff helped me decide which faction to go for. So how did I decide? Well, for me, there are 4 things to deciding which faction to go for, which guard to go for, and I think probably these 4 things probably would match really choosing any army. So thing number 1 is the models. Do I like the models? There's no point having an army if you don't like the models. 2, the paint scheme. Do I like the paint scheme, the original paint scheme, or could I come up with my own paint scheme that I think I would like? There's no point having an army that you've got to paint if you're not going to enjoy painting them. 3, the fluff. You don't necessarily have to like the fluff to play an army, but I think it helps. It helps you immerse into the army, and I think it's quite important. So I think you've got to like the fluff really, or at least the outskirts of the fluff and what it represents. So fluff, and then 4, the rules. You've got to like the rules and how the army plays. Now, when I was choosing my army, the rules were sort of last on the list because I wasn't really too bothered how they play. Although I did want them to play reasonably well, but I didn't necessarily want them to be, I wasn't looking for, right, what's the best Chaos faction, I'm going to take that one. The rules had to have a little part into the army, but it wasn't the be and end all. I've got lots of different types of armies. I've got shooting armies, I've got assault armies. The rules for me weren't very important. What was important was the look of the army, i.e. the models and the painting of the army, and very surprisingly to me, the fluff of the army, because as you probably know already, I'm not into the fluff so much. It's like my least favourite thing. Having said that, with Chaos, the fluff is the main thing really which inspired me to do the faction which I have decided, the Chaos Guard that I've decided. So there is a little clue. I am not doing the 13th Crusade. I'm going to pick a guard, and I'm going to follow that guard as best I can. And like I said, I'm mainly inspired by the fluff, but the models also come into it. I like the models, and the paint scheme. I really like the paint scheme, and the rules are pretty good. I'm not going to say any more than that. So yeah, the rules aren't bad, and of course 8th edition is around the corner anyway, and I think again with the army, I think the rules should be the last thing on the list for anyone choosing an army, unless you're choosing an army specifically to take to win, or take to a tournament. So right, I'm going to pick a 2,000 point tournament army, which army is the best, and you pick and choose and you make your army. If you're just making your hobby, if you're making your army for the hobby side, for the fun side, to be able to play your army, and I think the rules are last on the list, because let's face it, the rules change. They always change. What's good now will be bad in the future. What's bad now could be good in the future. You can have a mixed match. Your army could become the most powerful thing on the planet, or at least the universe of 40k, or it could become the worst army, and it goes up and down like a roller coaster. So buying for the rules for a long-term army, it's got to be your last thing on the list. You want to buy because you like the models, you want to buy because you like the fluff, you want to buy because you like the paint scheme, because those are the things which are going to stick with you. More than how they play on the table. We can always adapt our tactics, and if the rules allow it, you can always ally as well if you want to. So I have decided which Chaos Guard I'm going to go for. As I said, I'm not going to reveal it in this video. I might do as the series goes on, or I might make a separate video. I'm in the process of making an intro for the new series on Chaos, because I am starting the Chaos series this year because I need to build the army, convert, build, etc. prepare the army, ready, so when 2018 hits, January the 1st, Nick's New Year Painting Challenge 2018 will be chaos. And I'm really looking forward to it now that I have my faction. It took me, I started really looking just before the new year, this year. So yeah, 2016, around the Christmas time, I was looking, and I think I pretty much decided early in January, but it was too late to do the Year of Chaos for this year, and I've already set it for next year. And like I said, I need to prepare the models ready for painting. So it's all fallen into place very nicely. Right, that's it. Just a ramble, but that's what these videos are about. But I am very, very interested to hear your comments. How do you choose your faction? How do you choose your army? Maybe you're not into chaos, but maybe you like a different army. How did you choose your army? Yeah, let's have some comments. Which god is the best? Which chaos god do you think you would go for if you were going to collect chaos? Which gods do you collect? Which gods do you think I should collect? Even though I have chosen, can you persuade me to change my god? Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to reading your comments.